I almost feel like I need the theme song for this one. Favorite commentary number 280, Sonwon has sent in Mortal Kombat. You have no idea how much he wanted to send this joint in. He was on the damn the forum asking, can I please send it in? Has nobody not sent it in? I can't believe anybody has sent it in. So finally I said, you know what, fuck it. I want to get some Mortal Kombat on my channel. So we allowed Sonwon to send in a second video as part of the whole challenge and shit like that. So we finally get to see Mortal Kombat X10, whatever you want to call this shit. You know, when you see things like this, right? Obviously, it's Mortal Kombat if you want to call it 10 or whatever. Does anybody say X? I mean, the perfect example is, I remember back in the day, you had Final Fantasy X. Final Fantasy X was obviously, we got Luke Cage, who was that, Sonya Blade? Yeah, we're going to talk about my Mortal Kombat history and shit like that. But Johnny Cage, Luke Cage. Fucking Luke Cage is Marvel. I saw Cage and I immediately thought of fucking Luke Cage from Marvel Comics and shit like that. Johnny Cage. I gotta get my shit together, man. Anyway, like I was saying, when people see like the X in the name, do you guys say X or 10? Because I remember back in the day when it was Final Fantasy X, people were like, oh, it's Final Fantasy X. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? It's Final Fantasy X. Obviously, they had fucking Roman numerals before that shit. You just clocked that motherfucker with a tree. Before, they had Roman numerals and shit. So all of a sudden, it goes from Roman numerals back to the original letter? It was like, come on, man, don't give me that shit. Now, is that real? No, I thought I saw fisticuffs at the top, and I thought that was like the actual, the YouTuber. I was like, no, that can't be it. Obviously, that must be the power of it, this motherfucker, man. Cause now I see the guy's name, Virus 8K21 and all that other stupid shit, man. Anyway, getting into this shit, you know, I played plenty of fighter games in the past. I haven't played them as of recently and shit like that. I can't even remember the last fighter game I played, but back in the day, man, I was at the quarter machines, you know, where you get to, like, fuck people up at the quarters, and then somebody throw a quarter in, you play some Street Fighter, and they kick your ass. Oh, man, I played all of that shit, whether it was Street Fighter, whether it was Mortal Kombat, what was the other ones? There was Tekken, Killer Instinct. Oh, man, I played every fighter game back in the day, but over time, they just got kind of boring. I don't know about you guys, maybe it was just me, but when you play all of them, it's kind of like, okay, I jump, I kick, I do a fancy move, I block, I do a combination, I knock the motherfucker in the air, he's hopeless, and I kick his ass and shit like that. Now, is that your record, 61 and 49? I can't tell. I don't know if that's, I don't know how the shit works nowadays with online shit. I'm used to putting quarters in a machine, motherfucker. No, but anyway, getting into this shit, you know, I back in the day, I did my own, you know, fighting games and shit like that. I used to love playing that shit, and obviously Street Fighter was my jam back in the day. If I had to pick my favorite fighter game, it would probably be Street Fighter, and it's not because it's like, oh, Street Fighter was the popular. No, I just preferred Street Fighter, all of them, and I'm talking about like Street Fighter 2 and even the original Street Fighter before the shit got crazy and whatnot. But what the fuck was that? Like a dead? What the hell is this shit? What the fuck is going on? Now I know someone, I think he said in the thread that there's some lag in the game. Now, I don't know if it's just I'm seeing the actual lag, or if my video player's lagging or whatever the hell it is, but I know that there's a little bit of lag, and I can't, what the fuck? No, but anyway, like I was saying, man, you getting your ass kicked? No, he's kicking some ass. No, like I was saying, man, you know, back in the day, Street Fighter was my jam, but then they started getting a little crazy with that shit. Street Fighter Turbo, Street Fighter Ultimate, Street Fighter Capcom versus Street Fighter. Oh, man, it got to the point where it was like, what the fuck are you doing? So yeah, I was like, it looks like Scorpion. You know, it doesn't have the fucking names. That's that power at the top, and it's fucking driving me nuts, because obviously I know what the fuck their names were. Look at this shit. No, but here's my thing, man. Over time, it just got a little bit crazy when it came to any fighting game. You know, Killer Instinct had the combos. I remember playing my friend. He used to fucking kick my ass and keep me in the fucking air almost the entire time. And I was like, what the fuck, man? I'm trying to fight, and all I'm doing is flying in the air, and you just beat me with that. Oh, man, it gave me fucking irritated the shit out of me, man. And then it was Tekken, and Tekken had that large world. Anybody remembers Tekken? Yeah, it was like, I don't want to say it was 3D, but it was like an open world, but it wasn't just this, you know, side-scroller shit. You actually had some land to play with. You had some real estate to work with in Tekken, and obviously, you know, they had all the moves and the traditional shit and the combos and all that. Like, right now, he's getting fucked up by this guy. But my thing is, they just got a little too crazy off that. Oh, gotta see a finisher. I know that they have these very graphic finishers. I want to see what the fuck it is, so I haven't seen them all. Alright, so he gonna pop his head off or some shit. That's it? That was all he was? Oh, he just... Okay, so he chopped his head. Okay, it's not as brutal as the other one. I saw the one... I don't know what the hell it was. The fatality where the guy... Was it what's his name, Cage? Where he rips a body open or some shit like that? Y'all know what I'm talking about? I don't know if people know what the fuck I'm talking about, but Sub-Zero. He's always gonna be in this fucking game. No, but anyway, like I was saying, man, once shit got crazy, I kind of lost my interest in fighting games. And I think the last one I played was Street Fighter 2. I mean, we're talking like Super Nintendo days, man. I played the one that had the big Native American motherfucker, Cammy from England. Y'all know the one I'm talking about? I think it was Street Fighter 2 Turbo, whatever the hell it is. They added 4 characters as opposed to just making a new fucking game. They kept saying Street Fighter 2 this edition. They just kept creating different fucking editions. Then they came out with, what was it, Street Fighter 3, which was terrible, and then Street Fighter 4, which was pretty decent, and now Street Fighter 5 is going to be a PlayStation exclusive in this motherfucker, which personally, I've never agreed with that shit. If you have a series that's been multi-platform, let it be multi-platform. I don't understand that crap. It was like Bayonetta. Obviously, I said Bayonetta was a smart move for Nintendo, and it really was because they needed something to be able to combat all the exclusives that some of the other games have. But the reality is, if you have a series and it's been multi-platform, let it stay multi-platform. And I can understand, you know, exclusive timing or whatever the hell it is, like the Rise of the Tomb Raider, which, I mean, to me, is still bullshit. I can't stand that crap. But I mean, if you're gonna have this crap, just let people play the fucking game. I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna buy a console just because Street Fighter 5 is gonna be on that shit. Is anybody out there really gonna fucking do that? If they take a game away from a console, are you gonna go out there and say, yes, I'm just gonna buy a console just for that shit? No, it'll be nice if you're part of the console that gets some of the good shit, but you're not gonna be like, yes, I'm gonna go out and buy PlayStation 4 because now Call of Duty maps come out on this shit first. Fuck that shit. I don't give a fuck what exclusive you have. But anyway, man, that's just a whole nother topic when it comes to some of the console stupid shit that people have been doing up in this motherfucker, man. But anyway, like I was saying, I lost my interest in all the Mortal Kombat games. I lost my interest in the Street Fighter games. I just haven't played a fighter game in so long. And I knew all the combos. I knew all the shit like that. You know, I knew how to do my Hadoukens and all that. Oh, man, I used to cheese the fuck out of people with Blanco, man. Oh, my God. Take that green motherfucker and just keep kicking their ass. Oh, used to piss the shit out of people, man. The only ones that I had problems with was obviously Ryu and Ken because they had the fucking fireball that pissed people off. And now you get to finish him, so you get to see the shit one more time. Oh, they have multiple fatalities? Okay. Yeah, so he just kind of... Damn. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. He chopped that motherfucker's face off. You see, that's the kind of shit that I want to see. I mean, before he just kind of ripped his head off and threw it against the wall. And I don't know if that's like a different kind of whatever that. Whatever, man. I don't give a shit. I like seeing some violence up in this motherfucker. Now, obviously, when you play online, is it mandatory or some shit like that? Is it anything where you can play? I assume you could be able to play against a computer nowadays, right? I assume so, because the shit's supposed to have some minimalist of a story or whatever the hell it is. I assume it's supposed to have some kind of story or whatever the fuck. I don't know. I really do give up on trying to keep up with all this shit. You know, obviously, the games back in the day, they were simple. You only had a couple buttons on a controller, so you didn't really have much to do. You could block, punch, kick, jump, and all that other stupid shit. But then over time, games had to advance. Games had to make sure that they added more content because you wanted to make sure that, okay, we're advancing. We're not just doing the same fucking thing over and over and over again. So they wanted to add all these graphics. They wanted to impress people. And then that's when I lost that interest. It was like when they got too fucking crazy in this motherfucker, man. Anyway, nothing I can do about that shit. So now he's got Sonya kicking some ass. And you see, this is one of the things that would frustrate me about the games is where you trap a motherfucker in the corner and then there's... Okay, so they have the counter. But I remember when it was back in Street Fighter, you get trapped in a fucking corner. Killing Instinct was another one. You get trapped in a corner, you were fucked. You couldn't get out of that damn corner. So if your friend was cheesing the shit out of you with like fucking Bison or some shit like that, it'd fucking piss you off, man. Or Sub-Zero just firing that fucking freeze shit at you. Oh man, that shit was terrible. Anybody remember the original Mortal Kombat game on the arcade? I'm not talking about console, I'm talking about the arcade shit. Jumping was a pain in the fucking ass. Y'all remember that shit? You see here, the jumping is smooth. The jumping in the animations, they're nice and simple. They're nice and crisp. But on the actual arcade in this motherfucker, oh, that's just nice right there. But on the actual arcade in this motherfucker, holy shit, you would jump and it felt like you were moving a truck. It was such a pain in the ass. So people would cheese the shit out of you with fucking Sub-Zero or Raiden, and they would just keep firing projectiles at you, and you had such a fucking problem trying to jump over that shit, trying to duck that shit. Oh man, it irritated the fucking shit out of people. And then when you would jump over it, what would they do? They do that fucking uppercut on you. Oh god damn, I hated that shit, man. That fucking cheesy shit that people had to do just drove you fucking nuts, man. I think this is where Sonwon mentioned that it got a little bit laggy up in this bitch. Yeah, I see that. Look at that shit. He got a fucking Call of Duty chopper. He got a 5-kill streak up in this motherfucker. Now I don't know about you guys, but I'm kind of stuck right now. It seems like it's Yeah, there it goes. I was about to say. I know he mentioned it, that it got a little fucked up at the end. He did get it. It was supposed to be under 10 minutes, but shit started lagging up in this motherfucker, and I guess that's what ended up happening right there. It got a little stuck up in this motherfucker. So I know he said video is going to go over a couple seconds, mainly because of that lag at the end, so I'm not going to worry about a couple seconds, man. But anyways, that does it for this video. So as always, rate, comment, subscribe, and all that good shit, and I'll see you guys in the next video.